Well, oil prices surged to their highest level in 7 years as a result of the military action here in Ukraine. UK wholesale gas prices also rose sharply today by 60% at one point, which will push up heating bills even further. While the UK gets very little of its oil and gas from Russia directly, Europe does. And as the West uses the economy as its main response to Vladimir Putin, our economics editor Faisal Islam looks at whether or not we'll all pay a price.
The economy is an important battleground here, the key weapon for the West against Putin's Russia, and it's also the way in which these huge events will most clearly affect households across the UK.
You can see the profound impact of this invasion on the world economy in today's global markets. A barrel of crude oil already above $100 for the first time in 7 years. That will filter into petrol prices, which on average are at a record of £1.50 a litre, could push them up a further 10 or 20 pence. On the gas markets, the international price up 60%, £3.50 a therm. Household energy bills already going up right now by a record. If this conflict lasts weeks or months, that could happen again in the winter. And that's not the end of it. Food prices too stand to be affected.
The conflict is likely to interrupt the supply of grain from Ukraine, which is responsible for 1/8 of world supplies. But the economy is also a weapon here, the impact already being felt on the Russian currency, down to a record low against the dollar, with the Russians having to prop up the ruble using some of its war chest of over $600 billion in currency and gold reserves. The Russian stock market crashed this morning, losing up to 40% of its value as its main banks and energy giant Gazprom at one point halved in value. But Russian gas supplies, including through Ukraine, continued uninterrupted. Quite literally, dollars, euros and pounds are flowing into the Kremlin and companies it controls selling its main export as the Western world decries what Russia is doing with that funding.
So there's no embargo on Russian energy exports like there was for Saddam Hussein's Iraq when he invaded Kuwait 30 years ago. Serious sanctions that could cripple the Russian economy would also have a painful and material impact on Britain, on the rest of Europe, politically, economically and socially. Mr. Putin's calculation is that that would be too high a price for the West. Faisal Islam, BBC News.